Hi, this is WordPress theme development part 2 lecture. So subscribe my channel so that you can view the next lecture. So let's get started. In the previous lecture I have told you about the two most important files when you have started creating a theme. That is, the first is index.php and the second is style.css. And I have also told you that what is important to write inside it. Now I'm going to tell you about the other important files, that is header.php and footer.php. These two files are also very important, and third is functions.php. Let me show you here that why it is important. Basically, header.php is for your header and footer.php is for your footer. You can write all your code inside one PHP file, but it could be complicated. So to make your code more good, so that you can just understood it very good, so it's better you can make the two other files, and it's a rule for WordPress, you can say. So one more thing I have to tell you, that when you go to your theme, you're gonna see that there is no image of your website or something else. But on other themes you can see there is the pictures. So which image does you provide here? What theme you're gonna create? What you will do at the end when you're gonna create a theme, you can take the screenshot of your theme and you can just add it here. But I'll tell you how you can add it if you want to add. So it's very easy. What you can do is you can go to your themes, and inside your new theme, here I will upload my image. So remember one thing, when you are uploading an image, its name should always be screenshot, and it should be a PNG file. That is, it should be screenshot.png. So I am having a image of screenshot I have already taken. That is not of my theme, but it's just an example to show you. This is screenshot and it's a PNG file, as you can see, and its name is screenshot. Remember, name should always be screenshot, nothing else. So now I'm going to show you. If I just refresh my themes, so now you can see the image that I have added is being added. So it's very easy to upload your image here. So now I'm going to tell you how you can just make your header.php and footer.php file, because it's very important for you to make it. So firstly, we are going to start with our header.php code, because it's our starting point. The center code, like all your center portion, that is your all post or every content, that will be written inside this index.php. But your header, that is your main menu, inside which your menu is there, and your main header at the starting, you can see that is very important to code first. So let's get started with our header.php. So header.php, basically we're going to start with our HTML, as you know. So it's going to start with doc tab HTML, as you know. If you know HTML, then it's very important to know that doc tab HTML is very important to write. It's a starting tag, and after that you have to start with your HTML. And after that you have to write your language. You know what is language? Basically, which language you're going to use. It's very important for you to tell which language you're going to use. So it's English and US, so I'm going to write here. And it's very important to close the tag. So the next, as you know, the first tag is doc tab HTML. It's very important. The first is HTML, the second is head, as you know. Okay, the second is which? Head, and the third is body. Remember these things. If you know HTML very well, then it's very easy to understand that every tag has its opening and a closing tag. Okay, if it's being open, then it's being closed as well. So what I'm going to write inside my head tag is meta charset. As you know, it's very important. But if you have to write it in according to PHP, that means in WordPress requires PHP. WordPress basically it understands PHP, so you have to write the code inside this in PHP. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to write with my PHP tag, that is my starting tag, and blog info I'm going to use inside this. So now you're gonna think what is blog info. So let me tell you what is blog info. So I will open my theme handbook, that is my blog info, that is developers.wordpress. From here I can tell you what is blog info. Basically it is used to display the information about your current site. What strings you can use inside this, let me tell you, whatever parameters you can use, that is very important for you to understand. Like you can use it like that, blog info, and inside that you can write any parameter you want. So let me explain you which all parameters you can use. So the first one is name. If you write same like that, blog info, and inside that you're gonna write bracket, and inside that I'm gonna write single, and I'm going to write jar set, because I have to display my jar set. I'm going to explain it to you, just wait a little. So I'm going to close my tag, and I'm going to close my meta jar set as well. So let me tell you, I have used jar set, but if you want to display your site title, you know what is site title? Your site title is I have told you before in my WordPress lectures what is site title. If you want to display your site title, you can use name. If you want to display the description, as you know, you have seen the taglines, so for that you can use description. I have used jar set. What is jar set? It displays the encoding for pages and feeds. Okay, that means it will encode for pages and feeds. It's going to display that things. So that's why I'm using this one. So you can use many more parameters they have given you. It's very useful and it's very easy to use. You just have to write a blog info bracket, and you can write inside which parameter you want to display. So if you want to display the site URL, you can also use it as well. So it's very easy. So next I am going to write my title. So that is very important. So title, but you know that WordPress basically understands PHP, so it's very important to write in PHP. So again I'm going to use my blog info. So this time what I want my title. Now just think, if I want to display my title, what parameter I'm going to use inside this. So let me show you. I will display my name, because that is my site title. So what I'm going to use the parameter name. So I think now you have understood why I'm going to use blog info. It's very useful and it's very easy to use. One more thing, I want to display here my title. You know one thing, there is a function. So I'm going to use one more thing. I'm going to again write my PHP tag and just close it, and inside this I'm going to write WP title. So now you're gonna think what is WP title. So let me explain it to you, but let me just close my. So what is WP title function? Why we use it? Why I'm writing it here? So it's very easy. If you go to developers.wordpress.org, they have told you very clearly that it is used to display or retrieve the page title for all areas of blogs. That means it's going to display the title for all the blogs. Did you understand? So it's very easy to understand why we are using WP title. Next, I want to write my link. So let me tell you why I'm going to write this link. Let me write first, and then I'll just explain you why I'm writing this. So I'm going to write style sheet. Maybe you have understood from the style sheet name that why I am using it. So I'm going to again use my PHP tag, because PHP is being very good. So I'm going to write blog info, and inside that now I'm going to write style sheet hyphen and URL. Now let me explain you why I am writing this. Let me just close it. So style sheet URL, basically it's going to call my style.css. Whatever code I'm writing, whatever styling I'm going to do inside with my code, whatever styling I'm going to do, whatever everything, it's gonna call it here with this blog info style sheet URL. So blog info is very useful. So let me just take you here. As I've told you, you can use whichever parameters you want. So there is a parameter that is stylesheet hyphen URL. So it basically displays the primary CSS, that is your style.css. So it's very easy. I hope you have understood. So it's very clear. Now the next I'm going to use it again, my PHP tag, and I'm going to write wp-head. This function is, maybe you are gonna think why I'm going to use it. So I'll just explain you, but let me write it. So why I'm writing this wp-head? Remember one thing, before the closing tag of head, it's very important to write this wp-head function. It's very important. Let me show you why wp-head is being used. Basically, it prints the script or data in the head tag on the front end. Whenever you're going to close the head tag or the footer tag, closing tag, you have to write wp-head and wp-footer before that. It's very important. So it's like, as you can see, they have given you the example here, that first add the elements you need in head. Basically, these all are my elements, whatever I wanted to add inside my head tag, and at the last they're telling that you have to add this wp-head because it's very important. They have written here, to insert crucial elements into your documents like scripts, styles and meta tags, always put wp-head just before the closing tag of your theme, usually in header.php. Now I think you have understood why I have written this. So now my head is being completed, and now I'm going to inside my body. What I'm going to do is, inside my body I'm going to create a wrapper, you can see. So for creating a wrapper, I'm writing a div, and I'm going to give its ID, that is wrapper. That is my header wrapper I'm going to give it. Okay, next I'm going to add my header ID, one more div that is of my header, and the third div I'm going to make of my logo. So there are 3 divs basically. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to create 2 tags, that is h2. Always remember it will have a closing tag as well, so I'm just going to close it as well, and h4 as well, and I'm going to just close as well. So what I'm going to add inside my h2, that is, I'm going to add my PHP code. I'm going to use blog info. Now you will think what I'm going to do with the blog info. Blog info is very useful. So what I want is, I want my name inside my header, so I'm going to use my name, and secondly I'm going to, inside my h4 I'm going to use blog info again, and inside that I'm going to use description. So now you understand why I'm using description, to display my tagline inside my header. As I have explained you all the parameters why we are going to use it. So now you have understood. One thing I forgot is the semicolon here. So I'm going to close my div of logo. Okay, so let me close my div of logo. I have not closed my div of wrapper, header and logo, but firstly I'm going to close the div of my logo. So one thing you can write here, that is, you can write this, and you can write that whose div is this. For your easiness, you can write this thing. Basically this is like, you can think as a comment, so you can just write it. Now if I if I write like this, I'm going to understand very easily that this is the closing div of logo. So the next I'm going to do is div id is equal to, so firstly I'm going to just create this, and I'm going to close my header also. So what I'm going to write here is same as I've written, that is end of header, and I'm going to close it as well. So let me just save it. I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to write here header, and I'm going to write save it as normal text file as I've told you, and I'm going to write .php. So now you can see my code is going well. So let me just, for today's lecture I have just written this, but in the next lecture I'll just tell you what code you have to write inside your footer.php and what styling you have to do. That means you're going to style your wrapper and header and everything. So you can just subscribe me so that you can see the next lecture. Thank you.